Greetings. I'm Dr. Shenetha Ramsey, owner of Gifted to Inspire LLC. Today is Sunday, March 26th, 2023. I hope you're having a great day today. And I must tell you, it's another blessed day for me, another blessed Sunday. Today, I have the best topic for you. Today's best topic is obedience is king. It is 6:54 p.m. Central Time Zone where I am right now. Today's first topic is obedience is king. Yes, it is. What I mean by obedience is king is that obedience can mean different things to many people. But I'm gonna give you a definition. My personal definition of obedience. Obedience to me personally, in my perspective, is doing the right thing. And not just doing the right thing, doing things according to what the Most High has told you to do. What He expect, but not so much what He expects you to do, but what He desires you to do, what He wants you to do, what He says to do, according to His holy word. I'm just gonna say that obedience can mean a lot to different people, but particularly, specifically across the board, obedience pertains to just doing the right thing, and it's not just so much doing the right thing, answering the call, answering your call. When you call to do something, you answer it. Don't play around with. Don't crawfish. Don't. I'm gonna say it. Don't back away from the responsibility. When you know you have something to do, you do it. That's what I mean by obedience. Part of it as well. But I'm telling you, obedience does not pertain to just your call and answering the call. It's particularly also includes this here, doing the right thing, even when it's even hard to do. And what I mean by because it's hard to do, you may be being tested. I'm just gonna say it. You may be being tested, and sometimes you may be tempted. Now I'm gonna correct it, make sure I'm clear on this part about the testing, tempting part. The Most High don't tempt. He don't do that. He's not gonna tempt you. He might test you, but if he testing you is not to hurt you or harm us, not to hurt us or harm us in a way. It's to see if we're gonna be obedient. And if we're obedient, of course he's not gonna hold on our heart's desire. Now, when you tempted, that's not coming from the Most High. That's coming from. I'm just gonna say it. It's not coming from the Most High. You're being tempted, because the Most High don't do that. He don't do things like that. I don't believe He's a God that would do that. I don't believe He'll do that. So, me personally, my personal perspective is that this here obedience pertains can mean a lot. Like I said, for my perspective of obedience is doing the right thing, even when it's hard to do. And what I mean by hard to do, not that you don't want me to do it, you may be being challenged. I'm just gonna say that challenged. And I'm not saying that it's to hurt you or harm you, but you may have to be responsible. Responsibility also ties in with being obedient. When you know you have to do something and you do it, that's obedience. That's responsibility. I'm just gonna say the truth. Now I'm gonna tell you, does it work fair? Does everybody do that? I can't answer that. I can speak for myself, but I can say this here: if you make the effort, it makes things better. Not just for me or for you, but for everybody else. I'm just gonna say it. But my point I'm making about obedience is king is. It's no other way. Obedience is king. I'm just gonna say that because the Most High said in His word to be obedient, and He said that it's part of the base word is obey. I'm just gonna say that obey is the base word of obedience. But we have to remember that when we obey and be obedient as well, obeying and being obedient, that makes a difference. It's not just for us; it's for others as well. I remind you, when a person is not being obedient or not trying to be obedient, they'll continue to be disobedient. That's where the problem come in at. And I'm just gonna say this here: when it comes down to being disobedient, it also is equivalent to sin. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Sin. Oh yes, that's disobedience. It is. And I know I'm human. I know you're human. We all are human. And I'm not pointing the finger at nobody because we all have something to work on. I may be, of course. I'm not ashamed to say it. We all have something to work on. We all do. We all do. Whether it's big or small, it's always something we can do. But I'm gonna tell you this here: when you obedient, that pertains to not being irresponsible. That means you are taking responsibility for your actions. I'm just gonna say it. Now, it's I'm gonna be clear about this. A person can make a mistake, or error, I should say, but it's up to them to own up to that. I'm just gonna say that. So it's important to remember that, to think about it in this way. Same thing with me. You gotta own up to it. But it's best to own up to the mistakes you have made. Just like with me, anybody else, own up to it because that clears your conscience. That helps you to get through it. That helps you to recognize what you don't do the next time, what you shouldn't do. We all look. I'm going to the book of Romans. It's in Romans right here. It says we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. We know that it's by His grace and mercy that we still stand. We still here. But as I said before, the Most High is pleased when we are obedient. We are pleasing to the Most High when we are obedient, and when we know we have made a mistake and repent for it, and not just repent for it, own up to it. That makes a difference as well. That means a person would just it would pretty much improve. They will be better than what they were before. They will be better. They're making an effort. They're gonna always remember that they don't do that. The consequences of it. I'm gonna say it's important to remember that. I said, for if you know you have made mistakes, hey, don't beat yourself up over it. You live from that. You learn from that. You live through it. The Just be obedient. Do the best you can to not focus on the things that you may have done or whatever was done to you. Whatever. Just to say, look, talk to the Most High about it, and you keep pressing on. Cause I'm telling you, it's better days ahead. Don't think you by yourself. Cause guess what? Like I said before, we all made a mistake. We all may have said not just something we done. It could be something. It could be some words. Anything. I'm just gonna say that. But everybody have a different situation. Everybody deal with things differently too. But I'm encouraging you. If it's you, don't worry. Don't focus on all that stuff. Focus on the positives. And like I said, for being obedient ties into responsibility and knowing what you should be doing versus what you should not be doing. I hope this is helping you to see and understand where I'm coming from. And I'm not on here to point fingers. I'm really not. God knows, God's truth. I'm not doing that. But I'm saying it because many people need to know that they're not the only ones that have made a mistake or may have made to change something. It's okay. That's how we all get better, by acknowledging what it was or whatever the situation may be, and you press forward. That's how you get better. That's how we all get better and grow and get better and be better. If we help somebody else that may be going through, come and tell you, being obedient is important. Obedience is better. What they say, better than sacrifice. It's better to be obedient, and it really is, because at the end of the day, we have to answer. We have to answer, and we have to live with some of the trouble, some of the things that go on. We have to live with some of that stuff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing all the time, but I'm saying you have. My point trying to make this here. Not saying it's a bad thing all the time. My point trying to make this here. Do not hold it in. If you know you got something to say or something to do, just do it. Just say it, but do it lovingly in the right manner. I'm gonna say that you can't hold things in. If it's something really on your mind or something that's really making you feel like you have to hide it or keep it in, look. If you know you're gonna see it the wrong way, to sit down and process it, how you're gonna present it, whatever it may be, or whatever. But the main thing is, Most High needs, He already knows anyway. But just go to Him first. Talk to Him about it. And He'll help all, not just you, me too, anyone. He will help each person get through it and express and talk about it in the lovely manner, the right way. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, obedience is very, very important. Sometimes it may be challenging, like I said before, but it's worth doing. It's worth doing. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it helps a person, it helps us all to be better and to recognize the do's and the don'ts. And then I'm gonna tell you, many times, man, people want to go back and undo some stuff, but guess what? I'm gonna say this here: This how you live and you learn. You grow. Don't focus on it. Don't stress yourself out. All I can tell you is this here. Be thankful and grateful that you're here today. Because guess what? It helps somebody else to not make the same mistakes and choices. And you can be better as well. And when you could get through, overcome obstacles like that, things like that, whatever the situation was, what it may be, you're helping somebody else too. Help somebody else as well. So don't think you're by yourself. We all go through things daily, whether it's small or big. We all do. It's not by choice. I'm gonna say that it's not by choice. It could be just things just happen. I'm not gonna say anything, but some, for example, what I mean by that is you may get a phone call, or not just a phone call. You may see something you didn't like, or disagree. I mean, heard something you disagree with. It's things like that, small things like that. But I'm saying is here, whatever it may be, you gotta keep pressing on, and remember that obedience is the way. That's the way. Being obedience is the way to go. I'm just gonna say it. And it may be, like I said, it may be hard. Don't think it's just you now. It may be challenging. But guess what? We have to remember that it's best to just do the right thing. At least try. You try, you of course you pretty much on the going down right direction. I'm gonna say that. If you're trying, you pretty much on the right direction. If you living carelessly, like well, I did, it had happened before, it happened. You got to remember, you learn, you live, and you learn. And then lived experiences is your experience. You live through that experience. You know what you had to deal with, what you may have dealt with, what you may have, experience. I'm just gonna say that, or what you may have heard, whatever. But it's up to you, up to all of us, each one of us. If we gonna if we're gonna wallow in the stress it out, or we're gonna get up from where what happened and keep pressing on. We have a choice, either to leave it alone, let the Most High fix it, or we're gonna just keep worrying and stressing. It's not the way to go. I wouldn't recommend nobody to stress over it. Now everybody have different ways of coping. I'm not gonna say that. I gotta bring this in because it's put time into this as well. Different ways of dealing with things. But like I said, when you do things, you say things, whatever you may have to do, just remember, do it lovingly and be obedient. Best way you can. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy for you or for whomever, because guess what? We all, like I said, we all have different ways of dealing with things and perceiving things and dealing with things. But I encourage you, every person will just recognize that and realize that it'd be better. It won't be so much might be hurting. It won't be so much hurt. I'm just gonna say that, because many people are dealing with a lot of hurt, not because they want to feel that way, because it wasn't. It just happened. It just happened. It happened. So that's why I say it's important. When a person is obedient, it's not just helping them; it's helping somebody else. It's preserving. It's helping somebody else, and it's helping you. It's helping. It's of course helping yourself, but you're helping some other people as well when you're being obedient. Like I said, for if it's hard, it's not because you want to be hard. It just have to just go ahead and press through it. And like I said, for the Most High don't tempt. No, I don't believe people do that. No, indeed, no, that's not what He do. Because He's a God of love and peace and mercy and grace. He's not like that. He's not that type of God. I believe that. I'm gonna say this here: if you're being tested, you may be tested sometime here and there. But like I said, it's not to hurt you or harm you. It's to help and grow you. So, hope this is helping you and encouraging you. Like I said before, if you're being tempted, remember, obedience is the way to go. Do the best you can to be obedient. But like I said, the word obey is the base word of obedience. But like I said, we have to remember that what that word means to you. Think about what that word means to you. What it means and what it means to you. And what are you going to do to do so? Okay? Alright, I hope this is helping you and encouraging you to remember and to realize that you gotta keep pressing forward. Because guess what? Better days are ahead. I do believe that. I do. I really do. Better days are ahead. You gotta claim it, speak it, receive it. If you don't believe it, well, I can't make you believe it. But I'm encourage you to know that better days are ahead. I do believe it will be better. I believe so. But like I said, person to person, each person have their own way of dealing with things. But we have to remember that the Most High He is the way to help. He's the one that's going to help us through it, no matter how hard it may seem, because He been through a lot himself. But He's got the victory. He had the victory. That's the way it is. That's the way when He went through. Oh yeah, what He went through. If he didn't go where He went through, we'd be in a worse shape. But I will tell you, thank goodness He was obedient to what God had him to do. Thank goodness that He was obedient. Because if He was not obedient, we would be in it would not be good. It wouldn't. I'm saying it would not be good. I know it wouldn't be. Excuse me. Like I said, if He did not be obedient, if Jesus was not obedient, I'm just gonna say if He wasn't obedient to what the Father said do, we would not. It would not be a good thing. But I thank Most High that He did what He did, not just for me, but for you, for the whole world. Yes, He did. He didn't have to, but He did. Like I said before, be obedient, do the best you can, and even sometimes you may be challenged. I'm gonna say that, but you got to remember your purpose, know who you are, and know where you stand. You got to know, and I'm telling you, it may be challenging. What I mean by you may be going through every which way, but you got to remember who you with and what the Most High can do for you. What He can do for you, and remember that He cares. He does care. He wants us to remember that He cares and that He knows what it's like, what we dealing with. Although He did not commit sin, He was sinless, but He knows what it's like to be tempted. But He overcame it. He overcame it. Every time He knew what to do. So I'm just gonna tell you, it's very, very, very important for us to remember how obedience makes us better. Being obedient is remembering to press through. No matter how hard it may seem, how challenging it may be, remember, do it lovingly. Whatever you have to do it lovingly. With love. Care. Okay? I'm telling you, it's important to do that. You have to remember that. It may not be easy, not that you don't want to. But I'm telling you, we are dealing with some stuff. And it's not because we want to deal with it. It's just the way it is. But I'm going to say this is important to know who you can depend on and what you have to do to get through. Just be obedient. Do the best you can to be obedient. Okay? Thank you for listening and tuning in with me today on this nice Sunday evening. It's 7:12 p.m. Central Time Zone right now. Where I am right now. I'm Dr. Shenetha Ramsey, owner of Gifted to Inspire Let's See. Don't forget to check out my website, giftedtoinspirelet'see.com or drshenethainspires.wix.com/gifted. Don't forget to email me with things that matter to you if you need any support, any type of help from me as a certified life coach. Email me at giftedtoinspirelet'see@yahoo.com. And don't forget, greatness awaits you. Okay? Hope this has helped you and encouraged you and lift up your spirits and help you to know that we can overcome. We can overcome with obedience. Okay? Do the best you can to be obedient. All right. Thank you for listening and tuning in with me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, greatness awaits you. I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in with me. God bless you and yours.